Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud, and this is the War of the Worlds 2, Episode 6 recap, One Nation Under Leroy. Let's just get into it with these about 5 points that I want to cover. Polly versus Josh. All I have written down here, because, recently, because Josh, they shook hands and they were like, hey, we're going to stop turning our own teammates into the proving grounds and stuff. It's counterproductive. But Polly voted in bananas and so did Kara. And so now oh my gosh, this whole thing's so stupid. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. So Polly and Josh are getting at it. And Josh even says, okay, well, I get it. Like, I did something very similar, but it still hurts or something like that. Like, I considered him a big brother or whatever. So right away, like, Josh is like, he's like, I can't control it. This is wearing on me. This emotional wrecking ball that is Josh, It's, I couldn't imagine being around him for so long. I already can't handle it, and I've only been with him for 6 hours now? Oh boy. They get into a heated exchange, and once again, security comes around. And I just gotta say, Polly, you are an athlete, you are not a fighter. Or at least that's how I view you, I think you are in tremendous shape. I just do not see him as the fighting type. However, we also have Cara Maria, who's just like, oh my god, it's fucking hot. Remember, it might have been last season, War of the Worlds 1, where Cara's like, I like it when Polly gets in these fights. Or maybe he was just like, Cara gets wet when I start throwing. But no one actually throws. Like, remember Polly was willing to fight Kyle and Brad in Final Reckoning, There's a lot of times Bananas references Polly's height. But Bananas, you're 5'8"? And I'm sure there's tons of people who are like, well, what are you saying, Vince? What are you saying about 5'8"? I'm saying I'm 5'11". But, and there's, I have friends who are 5'8" and stuff like that. And even shorter than that. Or whatever. Oh my gosh. I'm just saying, does Polly do this in real life? Where he's like, oh, I am just always moments away from getting in a fist fight with someone because my girl over here thinks it's great. Or is he just putting on a show because, whoa, breaking fourth wall. But this episode I'm doing right now is super duper late. And I guess I'm just referencing the whole fake breakup that Polly and Cara Maria had. It was so stupid. God. Oh my gosh. So it just calls into question, how real is Cara and Polly? The both of them. They might be just two totally fake people just using each other mutually to become bigger stars on this show. I'm not really sure. But okay, back onto Polly. I don't know. I just don't see him as a fighter. I just think he's an athlete. And I think maybe this is all for show. Who the fuck? How can we, remember Cara Maria faked crying back in the day? The previous episode, I mean. Anyways, going back to Josh, though. This guy, he cannot control it. It's fucked up. I don't know what is up with Josh, but it doesn't seem normal. It actually is. I worked in the field of special needs. And, sometimes certain clients, man, just emotionally just are triggered immediately. It's crazy. I'm just saying, that's a crazy emotional thing that Josh has, and I hate it. And he is a harbinger of emotion. Because this might be the most emotional episode ever, or at least this season. Fucking Josh cries. Who else cries? D cries. Georgia cries. There's so much crying. And then fucking Nani she doesn't cry, but she does get mad. And that is an emotion. So there. Anyways, let's move on to the mission. Oh my gosh, nothing exciting here at all. Like I was late on doing these episodes, and because there's been some huge life shit. Like I just got a new job, changed cities, all sorts of stuff going on. So I'm super late, and and my co-host, he's kind of he's busy as well, So we're both like super late, and I was just like, well, I'm just gonna fucking record. I said that I don't know how many times, and then I looked at the notes. I'm like, oh gosh, this is all terrible shit. This is like, I don't like being negative. It's just very hard when this show is so good at it. When it could really turn into a piece of shit show where you're like, God damn it, why I gotta watch this? So, okay, we have a mission, right? It's probably my least favorite mission, which is trivia. Trivia, which can be cool, but usually isn't. It's usually barred with stupid ass questions, or TJ really considers it his episode to shine, which right away is working it against him just because I have this huge thing against him. I don't know. Okay, let's hold on. Explosive decision. All right, let's just get into it. Actually, I have very small notes. I just say only 6 players per team. That means 6 on, I think it's on one team, and 7 on another. Just sit out. This is so stupid. This is one of the worst things that I think the challenge has done, and they've been doing it recently, where they just have people sit out. It is so bizarre. I don't understand why. It feels like, if I was a producer, I'd be like, yeah, sure, producer, executive producer, whatever. I'd be like, why the fuck are we paying all these people, all these so-called stupid-ass celebrities per episode, and you're not making them participate? It's beyond... it just doesn't make any financial sense to me. Just on because I fancy myself a producer, because I produce my own fan fiction type of challenges with my friends, that sort of thing. I created my own challenges, basically. And so I just, to me, it just wouldn't make any sense. I wouldn't want my friends sitting out just because I'm like, I just created this thing for, okay, 6 of you showed up this weekend, but I only need 2 of you right now. Like, it's so bizarre. I do not approve. So on top of the trivia, this is another thing that really bothers me. US gets easy questions. The UK gets hard questions. I mean, I don't remember most of the questions. It's almost like I blacked out. I was just so fucking annoyed. But I do remember the US getting spelling questions. And was it Polly that got all the spelling? Something like that? I don't know. It just felt so slanted that the producers wanted the US team to win. The way this is put together is so stupid as well. I mean, trivia. On a game show, you ever watch any game shows on Game Show Network? What I would do would be like, hey, both you guys, spell this word, or what is the country with, what was it? It was like 4 oceans around it or something like that. Have them both write it down and reveal the fucking question. It doesn't make any sense. Do the producers not care that someone might be watching this and saying like, hey, this looks fake as shit, guys. What am I watching here? This looks like I'm being bamboozled or something, hoodwinked. So right away, US getting all these easy questions. Oh my gosh. And I almost forgot to mention it because it's almost like a non-thing. They're sitting in chairs and that pops them up for like a little, like, what? Up 20 feet maybe on strings. So uninspiring. Like, it didn't even look cool. Why didn't they just do, like, if you're gonna do this at all, put it over water like you always do? Like, at least that's something. Seeing people fall into something, not just get, shot up and they're like, whoa, all right, get me down. Like, it was so bad. Nominations. It basically comes down to Nani, Leroy, and Ninja, who are the speaker. And I guess that should be mentioned because the only reason why this happened is because during the U.S. meetings, which were shown like almost every episode now, the U.S. have their shit together and they try and come up with a plan ahead of time. We're not really seeing that with UK. We're really just seeing them just fail and then scramble, basically. But Leroy, he's basically the peacemaker. He's like, hey, let's really stop throwing each other in right now and let's just fucking get this thing. And I don't know, everyone is like, yeah, okay, except for Nani. Nani's like, fuck that. Like, you guys are all lying to yourselves, or whatever she said. I think Leroy just straight up says, like, Ninja, do you want to be a speaker? She's like, yeah, all right, sure. It is weird that Leroy would want to be in this tribunal when he can't be in a tribunal next episode. It is just weird. I mean, no, it doesn't pay off in the next episode. Like, Leroy gets thrown in and then gets eliminated. I'm just saying, in general, why would, as a guy or a girl, like, why would you be on a tribunal when it doesn't matter? You would think that you would get all the women if it's a girl day. Those 3 slots are crucial for the women. They should get that safeguard. Anyways, nominations. Basically, I just remember it comes down between Esther. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to say her name. And then Nicole. And this team as well is divided in half, which is fine. I don't remember offhand who was who, but I think Nicole gets voted in, and that's when Kyle just like, you guys are a bunch of tossers or something like that. I don't know what the British thing that he said, but he might have just said, oh, you guys are fucking cowards, which isn't very British at all. Or it is. It probably is, actually. It is English. So, voted in, wants Esther, I write. So, yeah, Nicole's like, okay, I'm going in, but I want to go against the girl who I just called to be the weakest. And really, both of those are probably the weakest. But we gotta go to this crucial emotional wreck of a scene in the bar where Georgia makes Dee cry by lying about Rogan. She's like, hey Dee, why would you vote in my best friend Nicole? So right away, like, she's fucking out for blood or whatever, because she wants to talk the game when they really shouldn't be. Like, this is gonna result in an argument for sure. But Georgia just makes up shit. She's like, Dee, the person, Nicole told me that Rogan said that you will be forgotten as soon as you guys leave the house or something like that. And Dee starts to cry, more tears in this episode, and fucking then she goes to, oh my gosh, this is, I must mention this because it pissed me off so much. This is not healthy, this podcast. Really, it isn't. Okay, so Dee is crying, and of course her and Ninja are friends. And some people are just like, oh hey, what's the matter, Dee? I'm just genuinely concerned, but Ninja is like, back the fuck off, people! Back the fuck off! Like, in her big ass smile, like, oh, God. It was so annoying. I was just hating this episode. There was so much where I'm like, you I just felt like I was getting beaten back by the producers. They're like, fuck you, Vince. I'm like, why? I just started to like you guys again. So, anyways, finally Rogan talks to D, and then he's like, "Nah, we love each other." Oops, I mean, like, oh gosh, oh bother, I'm so embarrassed. But yeah, I let it slip, and D like wipes her eyes dry, and she's like, "Oh my god, you do love me," or something like that. Does she say it back? I don't think so. And if she did, who the fuck cares? Let's get on to the proving grounds here. Ninja, Nani, Leroy, they have to vote in who's going to go against Nicole. And, oh my gosh, this was so annoying as well. Annoyance from all angles. So, Ninja goes first. She votes in Jenny, which is what the team wants. The whole team is like, we have to vote in a strong competitor. And Nani votes in Esther. I'm just going to say Esther, even though I don't even know if I've heard anyone else call her that. She's just like, I'm going to vote her in because you guys are so stupid. When Jenny comes back, she's going to be gunning for me. So basically, she's just trying to... Nani always does this. She's like, I'm playing my game now. My game. But it's always not the greatest. It's always scared. It's always... well, first of all, this should be showing everyone that Nani isn't with this newly unified team. I mean, Nani's like, oh, Leroy, you're such a dumb piece of shit. Like, can't you tell that they are just saying that they're united, but they are gonna gun for me, so I'm trying to protect myself. That doesn't make any sense, though, Nani. Like, how is putting Esther in? Because she says it's still us against, Team US is still divided into two, basically. And she's like, fucking Cara, Polly, Ashley, Cam, they're not looking out for me, and you're just helping them by putting in Jenny. That doesn't make any goddamn sense, Nani. You are... What the fuck? Explain that to me. Oh, no, you know what? Viewers or listeners, whatever. Did Nani make any sense? Because I just... sometimes you need a co-host, because I just get blinded by my hatred for Nani. I've always, just despised her. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't stand her. So, anyway, she votes in Esther. And then Leroy doesn't follow Nani. Leroy's ready to be like, hey man, I want to be the great organizer. I want to be a leader of sorts. I'm going to vote in what is good for the team. And it's been said that it should be a strong competitor. Jenny is as tough as they come. So, puts in Jenny. Nani is annoyed, but who cares? I mean, I don't know. Whatever. But I did like this Trapped, it's called. This elimination. In fact, I nominate this as best elimination of the season so far. This is definitely up there. Where you gotta shimmy down those tubes, this 20-foot long glass pillar, fiberglass, whatever it is, and get down, and there's a bunch of these crazy... It's almost like a ball pit, but not as fun, because you gotta brush those away, see a puzzle, climb back up, fucking Ninja Warrior style, and then do that puzzle up there. And right away, Nicole doesn't do very well. She really was a dud, a bit of a dud. She even said, didn't she have that question in trivia where she's like, they're like, how many seconds are in 3 minutes? And she said 50 seconds or something like that. I don't know. But either way, it was crazy because every time Nicole popped up, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're still here. Wow, whoa, good for you. But this does suck because she is not looking good at all. She doesn't even want to go back down the pillar because she got down there, she struggled to get back up, and she was like, oh man, it's fucking, what do you call it when you're scared of closed spaces and stuff? Why can't I think of it right now? God damn, it's so obvious. It's so fucking... God damn it. Let's focus on Jenny, though. Holy shit, man. Like, the way she climbs up the tubes is just awe-inspiring. Like, I'm convinced that she could be the new Emily or the new Laurel, or you know what I mean? Like, she has that potential just by her strength and her willpower and all that stuff. I mean, it's a puzzle too, you know? Like, that's something to behold right there. So I think eventually, did Nicole go back down? I don't remember. I think she might have. And then she climbed back up. But I know that there was a lot of hesitation just to go back down there. Claustrophobia. Anyways, Jenny wins and stays on the UK. That's the end of the episode. Not a lot of things that I liked. I liked the elimination, and I liked that Jenny won. And that's about it. I still gotta cover episode 7. But again, life is hectic. I'm surprised that I'm recording this right now, and who knows when it's going to be uploaded. So, like, subscribe, comment. This was Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud.